Find a drink, get what I desire. Put 'em out.
Tonight, it's the National Football League. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans taking on Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints.
So much has happened since the Super Bowl was last in this part of the U.S. in the early 90s. The Rams and Chargers have both returned to L.A., and they've constructed this incredible new palace for football, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And it will be the scene tonight for Super Bowl 56. And what a matchup we have. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Tennessee Titans taking on the NFC champions, the New Orleans Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thrilled to be with you guys. And, boy, you think that they're having fun on Broadway in downtown Nashville right about now? Yeah, just a touch. I mean, what a year the Titans have put together as they search for their first title in franchise history.
And remember, they've only been to the Super Bowl one time before, but now that they're back, I think they can set aside the agony of that appearance. That was back in 2000. They played the Rams. Remember Kevin Dyson catching a pass late in the game, stretching for the goal line and not quite getting there? And that was also the same year of the Music City Miracle. Yep. When they got to the, won in the playoffs against Buffalo, got to the Super Bowl, but now they're back. Set it all to the side. Set it all in the past. Here come the Titans trying to win it all.
Meanwhile, for the New Orleans Saints, quite a series of events led them to this point. You had Drew Brees retire at season's end a year ago, and you think about all the heartbreaking postseason losses that this team went through the last few years, but they pulled it together, CD, and find themselves in the big game for just the second time in franchise history.
And they thought they would have been here multiple times before. You've got to respect this franchise and this organization, though, don't you? Because they've somehow been able to move past all those tough losses. The Minneapolis Miracle, the pass interference, no call, going out at home the last 2 years, first in overtime in Minnesota on another controversial play, and then to Tom Brady last year. A resilient bunch, this New Orleans Saints team.
First and 10, Tannehill. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Anthony Frisker, the intended target, but it's going to be second down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Tannehill. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Harris to return. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's now in his 7th season in the league, former #1 overall pick, Jameis Winston.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round 2 weeks ago. This has been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time, and he's going to do all he can.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked out by Caleb Farley, and this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing. I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Second and goal from the 1. Henry is in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Striking first in any game is very important, but on this stage, the biggest of stages in the Super Bowl, that's huge.
You fully expect the other team to battle all the way through, but when you're the one setting the pace, jumping out in front, that has to feel great for the entire organization.
Tucker McCann now for the extra point. And this is good. Our score is 7-0 Tennessee. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. McCann's got it teed up. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And running room for Kamara on first down as he takes this forward. It's a gain of 7 there on first down. 2nd and 3 coming up. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Winston. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Flush to his right. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Buying time to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of this Super Bowl. try to pound it in. Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. We're an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. These two teams all tied after one. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. Out come the Titans now. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Draw play. This is Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Harris returning. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll start with a give to Henry, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Tannehill. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he
gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down now, it's Henry, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. From the 50, it's Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. From the gun, here's Tannehill. This will go to Henry out wide. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. To throw is Tannehill. He's got his tight end over the middle. That's Firkser. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. But they are all even to this point. So to see if either side can pull away, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the start of the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little, kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. 57 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off, sometimes there's a fake, sometimes there's not. And
Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the 41, Tannehill. Complete. It's Henry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
Marcus Davenport, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Tucker McCann out now for the Titans field goal. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. McCann's kick up and good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That sack by the DN, Danico Autry. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A 1-score game, 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for a 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
And this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is Harris. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And this could become a career-defining drive for some. Down 3, 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is where the legends are made in the National Football League as they begin this drive 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Dancing to his left. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. He'll buy some time right. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle. Kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
They set up the screen for Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's Tannehill. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. And he is out of bounds with the first down as the clock ticks inside of 30 seconds.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Tannehill to throw to Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Tannehill gets this to first side. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only 1 period is played. We can call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Here's Tannehill. And that will be incomplete. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Winston throw complete there to Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 88 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Jameis to throw it. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Tennessee offense set to go again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rodgers. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw, Tannehill. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Here's Brett Kern now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Thomas brings it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. He gets this one complete to Tre'Quan Smith. Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy is headed back to the Bayou. The New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
This year, just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.